You can also use Microsoft Forms to create quiz. If I click on New Quiz, it opens up. The difference between a form and a quiz is that a quiz has some extra built-in tools that are useful, such as maths tools. It allows you to allocate correct answers. You can provide feedback to your learners, and you can add points. So when it comes to creating a quiz, it works exactly the same way as a form. So you simply start off with the title. So I'm going to create a quiz based on a reading passage. So Titanic quiz. And then if I highlight that, you can see that that brings up the editing tools. This works in a form as well. That allows you to make it bold, italic, etc. You can increase the font size, decrease the font size, however, and change the colour. So that gives you a little bit more editing tool. In the description, I'm going to say, read the passage and then please answer the questions below. Now, what I might also want to include in here is some success criteria. So I'm going to select that, and that allows me to add in some bullets. So I'm going to say, so please think about. When I'm happy that I've added in all my points, then I can begin building the quiz. And just as the same as in forms, you simply click Add New. You have the same choices and you have some recommended, because I've created a quiz before. It's giving me that AI is once again giving me some recommended options, which is fantastic. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start adding in some questions, as well as copying and pasting in the text from the passage. So I've just copied and pasted in the text. I did that by taking a photograph using Microsoft Lens, and then it scans in the text for me. So that's a really helpful tip. So there I go. I've added in my instructions, my success criteria, and then I've added in my passage. And then I've got some paragraphs, not paragraphs, some questions. So I'm now going to add in my first question. I'm going to make it a choice question. So my question is, how long did it take to build the Titanic? Now you can see that I've got two options there, but I can simply add in as many as I want. So I'm just going to fill in my options. So 2 years, and if I hit return, it takes me straight to the second option, 3 years, and one more. I'm going to change it to 18 months. Okay, so once I've got my questions, you can see that there are some icons added in at the end. I also have the option using these dots to move around. So I can change the order of my responses simply by clicking on the dots and dragging them around. At the end of each question, once I've got them in the order that I want, you can see there are 3 options arising. One is to delete, one is to add feedback, and one is to select the correct answer. So in this case, the correct answer is 2 years, so I'm simply going to click on correct answer. Now I may decide that I want to leave feedback for the learners when they get this. So I'm going to say, well done. You scanned the paragraph for the answer. Now you can see my typing isn't very good here, but what's great is you have your spell check. So you can quickly and easily spell check that for you, and you'll see it's sorting that right out for me. So I'm just going to change that to that. So that's really handy. Now you can also add feedback to the questions if they get it wrong. So you can say, nope, try again, remember to scan the passage. And of course I'll need a capital letter there, and so on. And you can simply repeat that by copy and paste and add feedback there. So that allows you to add feedback to the questions, identify the correct answer, and move them around. You can, of course, change it. If you needed more than one answer, you could change it to multiple answers, but you can also make it required. Next to the three dots, you have this lovely shuffle options. And what that does is it makes sure that all the questions are in a different order. So if you've got a group of children working on your quiz at the same time, you can be sneaky and you can change the order for them. So different learners see the questions in a different order. I'm going to go into the rest of them in the next couple of questions. So I've just added in some extra questions there, and all of these have been multiple choice. Now we're going to add a maths question, so I'm going to choose a multiple choice, and down at the three dots I'm going to choose maths. This brings up a slightly different question, so I'm going to pop in my complete the question, and then when I click on the equation it allows me to have some additional tools there for maths. If I've got a keyboard I can just simply type it in as I would do normally, equals 14, okay, and then say OK. And what you'll see is that we have some suggested results. The AI does that for us. So I can simply add them all, and you can see that it's given me a correct answer. I can decide, well, that one's too difficult for my learners, so I'm going to delete it. And as before, I can simply give feedback, etc., and move them around in terms of location by using the dots. And that's how you use the maths question. If I click on Add New, and this time I'm going with choice, if I go to the three dots again, you can see I also have subtitle, and I can add that in too. So another useful tool using those three dots.